Hello everyone, this is Chris Assis, and today for the exercise of the week, we will explore extension and rotation. And those two elements can help you a lot in pivoting, in rotating, in reaching for something when you are, in your everyday life. And it can also help you in your tango life if you're practicing ochos, if you're practicing boleos, if you're practicing in creating shapes and embellishments without um, affecting your partner's balance or putting yourself into risk of injury or um, generally making yourself feel uncomfortable when you're dancing. So it is, you can stay within the concept of I'm using this to better move along the fibers of my muscles. Maybe you can use it as a stretch. You can also use it as a strengthening exercise, depending how much you do it and at what extent. Or you can add a little tango spice to it and use it for your tango practice. So if you're ready, here we go. Okay, so let's get started with our finding our feet in a in a comfortable stance that supports our pelvis. So some of you might have their feet closer, some of you might have your feet further away, more flared out or less flared out. You just find the spot that feels that you are supporting the rest of your body over this base, and um, the forces are traveling down your legs with ease, so you're not feeling any tension building up or any unnecessary stress. And from here, we're going to start with pivoting over at the base, so at the feet and the knees. And at some point, I want you to go slow. At some point, you will feel that there is engagement. You can push through it and keep hips and shoulders square. But for today, let's allow for a little bit of a side bend to happen. From here, finding your tail, finding your spine, go back and on a diagonal. So not straight back. I want you to feel how you're moving along the fibers of your obliques and along the fibers of your lats that are in the back. And then curve to face the floor and come back into center. And let's go over on the other side. So start with the feet. You will feel that you're getting stuck at some point unless you allow for this hip to lift, the back hip to lift, and the same shoulder to get closer to it. You make that, following that same pattern. Imagine and feel the fibers of your muscles going, wrapping around you. So this is a nice work for the core and for the back. Curve facing the floor and come back into center. Let's do this one more time on each side. Back and on a diagonal, curve to face the floor, back to center, going over on the other side. Remember to come back with a whole spine engaged, curve to facing the floor, and come back to center. Let's do now the opposite to manage and feel also more the wrap of the lats. So go down, forward and down. Let's feel more the wrap around the lats. So start again from the feet, start to turn. And now instead of lifting the hip and coming up and forward, you lift the hip and you drop forward and down. And then bend both knees, send the hips back, and roll your way back to center. Start from the feet as if your your back hip is pushing you forward. Bend the knees a little bit and circle your way back to center. Let's go over to the other side again and feel the wrap of the lats coming down, extending through your arm. Bend the knees, circle your way back into center. Last time. Turn, whoop, and circle your way back into center. You can keep this exercise as is, or you can add a little bit of a tango spice to it. Here we go. You go over, extend, lift, and step back. Turn, find this extension, lift, and step back. Turn, and back. Let's try to make them work all together. Again. And down. Up and down. Up and down. Up and down. And it doesn't matter how far back you go. Actually, you want to keep it a little bit more restricted, or how far up this leg goes, but you want to feel that you're creating this whole big shape with your back and your leg. And come back. Around, up, and come back. Last time around, whoop, and come back. And around, and the other side. Or you can keep this foot even down, and this is a quite common variation that we see from one side to the other side. One side to the other side. One side to the other side. Right? One side